Hey everybody, Happy New Year. If you had me last semester, I'm still Steve. If I am brand new to you, hi, I'm Steve. I'll be your College Composition 2 professor of record this semester, and as always, I'm very much looking forward to teaching this class. This is probably my favorite class to teach. It's got a lot of different components to it, and it will get you thinking in ways that maybe you haven't gotten a chance to just yet. So welcome to College Comp 2, and I'm going to go over this very first agenda with the caveat. Let me go full screen for you real quick. If you're new to this class, you will get used to my weekly agendas. Don't let them overwhelm you. I like Google Docs for my agendas because they allow me to make adjustments on the fly and to give you sort of a living document that I don't have to sort of download, revise, upload, update, that sort of thing. It streamlines the process. I'm very much interested in being an efficient professor, and Google Docs helps me to do that. And as you'll see, it'll help you to do that as well. So I'm not going to read every word of this agenda because I could count on you to be avid readers of my work, right? At least I hope so. So the theme of this semester, and we are heavily encouraged to adopt themes in College Comp, is going to be personal digital technology. So, the stuff in your bag, the tech in your bag, the tech in your pocket, the screens we look at, the pixels that engage us, 60, 70 hours a week, according to some studies. So I like to think about what we all have in common, and as we become a less monocultural society, that idea gets trickier for me to kind of get my arms around. So what do we have in common? I used to do my theme as food, but students didn't really like that. The technology theme seems to be a little more popular, although you can make any assignment in this class about pretty much anything you want. It just will involve you getting in contact with me and tweaking my assignments to suit your individual interests or passions. All right, but most students go down this technology route and are okay with that. So what's the other big theme in College Comp 2? Primary research. All right, so in College Comp, you learned about locating and evaluating and incorporating secondary sources, research that somebody else did. In College Comp 2, for the most part, you're going to be conducting your own research. Sound fun? I hope so. Our first essay is about observations. The second essay is about sort of putting yourself into the role of almost like a participant researcher. Anyway, the focus in our class is going to be not just on gathering that data, but making meaning out of it, putting it to work. Okay, so I'll have a lot more to say about that as you get further along in my assignments. But I don't know, I have, let me see, a couple things to note. That sign up for Remind if you have Remind. I know it's very popular in the sort of the K-12 level. I have Remind accounts with both of my children's elementary school classes, so it seems to work for them. Let's make it work for us. Okay, again, you can read all this. I teach Tuesdays and Thursdays face-to-face. I can visit you. You just have to sort of put out that request. You're a Stark State student and an online student as far as I care, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I have to care, let's say. Let's see. So your school spring break doesn't matter, at least not in this class. Snow days don't count. Since it's an online class, there are no snow days. That's bad news for me because I have to be online just like you do. So, tough. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk about briefly the different assignments that you're going to be going through. So this is sort of my welcome to College Comp 2 screencast that I'm recording now. You can see our long form syllabus, and I also have a condensed supplement. Let me open this bad boy up for you. Okay, it's a little bit on the small side. These are the basics of the class. Let's see if I can get that bigger. I'm not sure if I can. Oh boy, how exciting for you. Watch me try to click on something that doesn't want to be clicked on. There we go. Oof. All right. That was quite the effort by me. All right. So how to contact me. Okay. Let's see. It's a college class, access to tech. Again, you can read all this stuff. We're going to be working in Google Drive. You need to put some thought into your emails that you send me. Some of you may have issues with that. All right. So you'll have an observation essay, a digital detox essay, a collaborative, an individual reflective essay. You'll have a research essay. You have a multimodal project towards the end of the semester, which is quite fun. again, just make sure you read this. I try to anticipate all the questions you may have about my expectations as an instructor and my expectations of you as an online student, as a writing student. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, you need to set up your Google Drive College Comp 2 folder. This is only for new students, students from Ashland Tech. Okay, everybody else, and this is in big and red down here, so you can not miss it. But if you had me last semester, you just need to create subfolders within the folder you already shared with me that is your last name. Okay, are we clear on that? You don't need to send me new folders. I already have your master folder. You just need to create College Comp 2 subfolders within that master folder. My goodness, I hope that's clear. All right, well, we need to get to know each other once again, or at least be either a refresher or a brand new introduction. So I have this spreadsheet here. I'm going to, I've already posted my introduction, to myself. You'll do something similar. I used Google Slides. You're welcome to as well. You help me when you do this assignment. You help me put a face to a name. For the first many weeks of the semester, I get up this slideshow when I open up any of your work, so that I can sort of start associating not only a face with an assignment, but also with a writing style. It very much helps me to individualize my instruction and to provide you with the highest sort of quality instruction writing assistance that I can provide. So I hope you'll put some time and effort into your personal introduction. Okay, I have a guide to writing. It may look familiar to you from last semester. Let's see if it loads. I have many tabs open. That's why you're not seeing my full screen. So okay, yeah, I have some ideas in here that I want you to read carefully. And if you don't read them, you're going to miss out on some very important stuff that I think is essential to being an effective academic rhetorician, let's say. Let's get fancy with it. So check it out. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, one of the through lines of this semester, one of the things we're going to do fairly often are what are called invention journals. All right, I'm not going to mess around this much. I'm just going to go over here and do this. Let's see, 150, just a little bit bigger. So you're going to have 10 of them. I'm not going to scroll all the way through. You have 10 invention journals over the course of our time in here. First one is this week, and this is just a short piece. I'm always going to, not always, but I'm usually going to give you the option of either writing or recording your answers to my prompt. Sometimes that's just not possible because I'm asking for like primary research or raw data out of you. But this first one is called Initial Thoughts About Tech and College Comp 2. So you got some questions here. Personal digital technology, what does it mean to you? Tell me about the main apps in your life. Maybe if you want to tell me about like the devices. I guess I can do apps and devices. I bet I get some TikTok answers here. What role, if any, does personal technology play in American culture? So we're going to be thinking, I'll go big screen here for a second just so you can see me gesticulate. We're going to be thinking grand sort of big ideas about what tech means in America, maybe a little better Ohio or Northeast Ohio, that sort of thing. But we're also going to sort of turn the lens on ourselves. We're going to also investigate personally what tech means to each of us individually. And I don't have an expectation here. Tech can mean nothing to you. It can mean everything to you. Chances are you're all going to fall somewhere in between those extremes. But I want you to start thinking about what role tech plays. Not only the things that maybe it makes you a better human, a better citizen, but also maybe the things that make you a worse citizen, a worse, child or cousin or best friend or significant other, that sort of thing. All right, so the sooner I can get you considering those issues, the better off we both are. All right, so this will be your first written work for me. So you're introducing your writing style as well. So I'm not expecting, Shakespeare. I'm not expecting, Dave Eggers or Jonathan Latham here just yet. But I'm expecting you to be yourself on the page. All right, reader response assignment. As of this recording, I'm probably going to tweak it just a little more, but this assignment is fairly open-ended. I'm going to skip down here because this is sort of what is the reader's response. So you have to mention the text's context, you summarize it, sort of the main goals, and then you make different connections. Okay, connections to the text, text to self, to text, to world, to practice. If you have questions on this assignment, let me know. Be sure you stick to it. Okay, I don't want you just writing about a generalized reaction you had to something that you read or watched. Okay. We have a list of readings in here. Let's see, do I have that open? I don't think so. Hard to believe. So I have a list of readings that I'm, this will look different by the time you're clicking to it, I'd imagine, because one of my goals for later in this week is to update this. Some of these are sort of evergreen readings, and some aren't maybe as relevant as they were when I assigned this last semester. So this may look a little different, but I would like for you to choose any of these. You can also choose any of the chapters that you're assigned to read for this week. Or if you find something that's tech related that you want to respond to, just send me a link and sort of ask if that's okay. And I will let you know if that's okay. Chances are I'll say yes. Okay, you have 3 chapters worth of reading, one about thinking, one about reading, and one about planning. I don't teach a ton from the textbook, but when I do assign stuff from the textbook, I expect it to be done because there are important ideas that will come to bear on, the clarity of your writing and the your ability to fall in line with what is traditionally considered to be academic discourse. So if you have questions about it, these make for good reader response fodder as well. Okay, let's see. What did I skip over? Okay, of course, the Essay 1 assignment. I'm going to make a screencast. I'm 95% sure I'm going to record an individualized screencast. I don't know if I'm going to share it with you this week or next week, but your first essay is going to be on observing tech-based interactions. Those interactions, just very briefly here, they can be you can observe an actual community of people who meet in a room somewhere. You can observe an online community of people who meet virtually. You can observe a location. This is a very popular option. I'll have more to say about this. You can observe a place, like a static place, usually like a restaurant or a library. Coffee shops are very popular. Or you can observe an online location, which is say like a static like website or even an app, and observe the interactions there between users. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to provide a longer screencast about that, but read this assignment closely, and it really is kind of by the end of by the time these assignments are due next week, you'll want to have a few ideas about what you want to observe and how you want to observe it, because next week will be the actual observation will begin taking place. The more observations you make, the better your essay is. So apologies for jumping around there. I'm a little bit under the weather, so I think I'm not as attentive as you can count on me to be in the future. How's that? Okay, then observation is tricky. I'm going to have a little more to say about that next week when we get into the actual nuts and bolts of how you conduct an observation, the types of notes you take, how you record what you see, how you document your impressions and the actual incidents themselves, and then how you make sense of what you've observed in terms of scaling it up to a larger argument. That's all for next week. That's not for this week. So if you do want to look at how other observations have been done, these are all pretty cool. All right. Some of these are very similar to assignments that that you're going to be completing. Some of them are a bit more like I don't know. They have a bit more. The researchers have they have a little more time on their hands. All right, and then I'm always going to give you a sneak peek at the next week's agenda, although those agendas aren't official until I share them through Blackboard. All right, and I wanted to try to establish how cool I am, so here I am. I made a meme. Impressed? Yeah, me either. All right, send me your emails. I'm very much looking forward to working with you this semester. And wherever you are, however you're watching this, I hope you get into the habit of watching screencasts and making them a part of your weekly routine of getting content from me. And I'm going to try to end every screencast by saying I want your emails. I want your reminds. I want you to keep this class in your life. The best way to do that is to stay in contact with me. The only thing that I ask, and it's up here too, when you do contact me, I want you to make sure that you've looked everywhere else. If you have a question that's very straightforward, when is this due? How many words does this assignment have to be? If that answer is somewhere else, I'm going to try not to answer your email. I probably will anyway, but that's because I've already answered that question. So make sure you're looking everywhere before you send me emails. That saves me a ton of time, and it will save you a ton of time in the long run because I'll be able to spend more time with your writing, with your thinking, and I'd much rather spend my time there. All right, so great to meet you. Send me your emails. Take care.